Hey, everybody. We are here.
We are. Yeah. With a real live audience. I can't believe it. Live in Memphis, Tennessee.
Yes, thank you all so much for joining us in person and on Facebook and on YouTube. I'm Alice Howe. This is Freebo.
Hi.
And this is the great Doug MacLeod.
Well, I don't know about great. I don't know what my first wife would say about that.
Well, we'll soon find out, won't we?
I hope
I don't
not.
mean about your wife. I mean about
Well,
you.
yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Maybe she's watching.
Yes.
I hope not.
Doug, thank you for joining us
Thank you.
this evening. Yeah,
My
this
pleasure.
is
My
this
pleasure
is
to be with you.
episode 3 of Inside Live, and we are live in Memphis. And love to just start out with a song. Doug, would you bring us in?
Sure, I think I'll do a song of mine that is entitled "You Can't Take My Blues." You can take a lot of things from people, nowadays especially. But what you can never allow anything to take from you is your spirit, the thing that makes you you. That's the most valuable thing you have. Don't let nobody take that from you. You agree with me? I thank you. Well, then I don't have to do the song. It's already been. It's going to sound exactly like this. Now you take my money, take my car, you take my woman if you can get that far. There's only 2 things you can't do. You can't walk where I walk. Ain't no way you gonna take these blues. Now you take my bourbon, take my beer, take yourself right on out of here. There's only 2 things you can't do. You can't walk where I walk. Ain't no way you gonna take my blues. Now you can take my snap, take my stash. You even take what she used to have. There's only 2 things you can't do. You can't walk where I walk. And ain't no way you gonna take these blues. Now, man, you taking the credit, you should take the blame. You act like a heavyweight, and I know you small change. Only 2 things you can't do. You can never walk where we walked, and ain't no way you're gonna know our blues. You ain't gonna never know our blues. Now you can take my song, take my guitar. Firefly died when it trapped in the jar. There's only 2 things you can't do. You can't walk where I've walked, and ain't no way you're gonna take these blues. So I suggest you just leave these blues alone. Just leave them alone. we'll get by. Just leave it alone. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Very nice. Oh,
Doug, you don't have to worry about anything. I think none of us can take away your blues. That's who you are.
I was just going to say
That's
that.
who you are. Yeah, your spirit.
Yes. So,
What's next?
We asked Doug a couple
here
questions.
we are. Yeah,
on the porch and everything.
I know, we're on the back porch of Bruce and Barbara Newman's beautiful home. Thank you to the Newmans. And it's a lovely evening. We didn't get any
Sure,
rain.
we didn't. Perfect.
We got some crickets singing. We got some mosquitoes flying. And we're just gonna hang out here for a little while. Yeah, Freebo, what do you want to ask Doug? Let's
Well, a couple
get
things.
inside.
I mean, how did you? I mean, you weren't born and raised in Memphis, were you?
No, no.
What brought you here?
Oh, well, I came here for the Blues Music Awards. And,
Did you win one?
yeah, I won.
Well, it was a worthwhile trip then, wasn't it?
Well, you sure was. And I remember one day, I come from St. Louis, just north of here. And I always loved the Mississippi River, even when I was back then. And when I came out here, I remember walking along and seeing that river. And I just have a belief, if you're born here, you know the river. You know it. These people, they know it. They've been around it their whole lives. If you ain't born here, I think the river got to call you. And you got to be able to listen to hear the river call. And the river, I heard it, said, now we're going to have to get here. Now, my wife, when she retired, we were looking at Minneapolis and Houston and some parts of Texas and stuff. And then she came with me here to Memphis, and she felt it too. There's a great soul to this city that they keep. They love the music and they love the tradition. And being a musician, you just feel like you home here. You just feel like, and you're inspired. All you got to do, my goodness gracious, just walk outside, take a walk along the Mississippi River. If that don't inspire you, well, it might be time for you to call up and say, well, you can take me now.
Oh, man.
And you were in L.A. for a while, right?
Oh, long time.
Yeah.
Long time in L.A. And I got to L.A. because I joined the Navy when I was 17 and a half from St. Louis. And I went to boot camp in San Diego. Now, St. Louis, Memphis, they got the same kind of summers. You know what I mean? It's hot and humid, all right?
Oh, yeah.
So here I am in San Diego where at nighttime you slept with a blanket, but there was no air conditioning. It's just coming through the barracks, just natural, you know? And then daytime, it was hot. So I remember being on the grinder, waiting to go ahead and do something during boot camp. And I said, then I realized what problem I could have got myself into joining the Navy for 4 years. I said, if I get out of this alive, I'm going to live in Southern California. So that's what I did. And I convinced my wife for 41 years, too. I remember she came out. She didn't want to leave Texas. She's a Texas girl. So I did that thing that a lot of Californians know how to do. I took her on the coast ride from L.A. all the way up to San Francisco. And she fell in love with that coast, and then we were together.
That's great. Yeah, well, I first heard of you, I think it was when you were doing your blues show. There was a jazz station, KLON,
Yeah.
out of Long Beach, and every Sunday they had a blues show, and I remember you being on it for a number of years, and just the sound of your voice, and then I heard you play, and I thought, this guy's a real deal.
Oh, that's nice of you. I did that show, for 6 years.
I didn't even hear him play, and I knew he was the real deal. We just went out to dinner. And I heard your speaking voice, and I thought, this guy's the real deal.
Well, I appreciate that.
Got a good accent, Doug.
Well, I could never teach English, you know, so I'm glad I'm glad I'm doing this.
Alice, I mean, I hate to sound a little too literate here, but you're the real deal.
Oh, well,
A whole
thank
different
you.
kind of real deal.
Each of us is our own,
No, we
our
are.
own individual deal.
That's right.
Yeah, I am. I guess this is my third time here in Memphis. I'm from Boston, Mass, so it's pretty humid in the summer there too, and
Sure is.
a little different. But in my time in LA, the last year or so, I've had the same reaction to the weather. I can't quite get used to the cold evenings. I miss that kind of sultry night
Yeah.
thing. It's got that. It's a different feel. But maybe I'll share a song that I wrote when I began writing when I was up at my family's little cabin in Vermont, where I like to spend a lot of time. My whole life I've gone up there, and it's pretty rustic. My great uncle built it in the 1920s, and we don't have electricity, and just kind of go there and chill out. It's really, really one of my favorite places in the world. And the song is called Still on My Mind. It's one that I recorded on my most recent record, Visions, that Freebo produced. We wrote this song together.
Cool. Let's hear it.
All right. Rain falling across the water, mist is rising on the mountainside, leaves are blooming in the ash tree, robins are looking for something sweet. I'm sitting beneath the eaves, not one drop will find me. A little seedling is breaking through, persistent as the thought of you. Looking out into a sea of green, thinking on the years and miles that lie between. It seems so long ago, but you're still on my mind, you know. I go walking through the trees, the water dances over stones. The April morning is clean and new, but a breeze has brought the thought of you. Looking out into a sea of green, thinking on the years and miles that lie between. It seems so long ago, but you're still on my mind, you know. I sat down by the riverside, I was fearing I could drink it dry and still not be satisfied. The banks are full with all this rain. If they'll overflow, I can't say. The crickets calling in the firelight, and a long and gentle sleep tonight. Looking out into a sea of green, thinking on the years and miles that lie between. It seems so long ago, but you're still on my mind. Yeah, you're still on my mind. You know. You know. Thank you. Thank you. As I was singing, I was thinking, man, I got the river in there. I got the crickets in there. I didn't even plan that.
Yeah. Got a couple of blues notes in there too.
Yeah, trying.
Hey, blues
Try to
is-
fit them in where I can.
I remember Bonnie telling me blues is all about feeling.
Mm-hmm.
All about feeling. That's what it's all about, you know. A couple of notes here and there, a little bit of sliding around, and just about feelings and emotions.
Yeah, Doug, how did you become a blues man? How does one become a blues player? How
Oh
did that?
wow, it's a journey. I'll tell you that. To be honest with you,
And please do.
I know you're not usually, so
well, I guess the best way to tell you was I was abused when I was a boy, and that stayed with me quite a time, and I felt sorry for myself. I had a big chip on my shoulder. And we moved from New York area to go to high school in St. Louis, and all I had heard in the New York area, we lived originally in Carolina, then we moved to New York, and then moved to St. Louis, and all I had heard was doo-wop, and I still like doo-wop, you know.
Yeah. 50s.
50s,
Yeah.
well, 60s for
Yeah.
me, yeah. And then what happened was I go to St. Louis, and I meet this friend of mine, and he's still my dearest friend. His name is Stevie Waldman. And he says to me, "You want to go hear blues?" I said, man, I don't want to hear no blues. He said, no. I said, "Let's go hear some rock and roll, man," you know. He said, "You ever heard blues?" I said, "Well," he said, "Come on." So he took me down to this little club in St. Louis. It had to be, he told me the guy was playing was Eugene Neal. And I saw and heard what was going on there. All these people celebrating life. I saw joy, and I was thinking about the suffering that these people had known. Because Stevie and I were the only white people in there. They just knew him because he had played the guitar and stuff, so he got in there. And I saw this, and I saw this joy, and I felt welcomed, and I decided I want to be around that. So we played. Then when I joined the Navy, I never saw a ship. I was in the Navy 4 years, never got on one ship. But there was a great scene in Norfolk, Virginia going on. We had like Juice Newton, her name was Judy Kay, Emmylou Harris, John Carlini, the group 9, and I was fooling with blues. And that's when my life changed. They told me about this guy that ran with Blind Lemon Jefferson, and I was going to go meet him, but not for him to show me anything, because at that time I was the king of the blues of Tidewater. And the trouble was, I believed it, and my head was out to here. I was really full of it. And I met this old man, his name Ernest Banks. And when I first played for him, my guitar playing was way too busy and way too jivey, but I could sing. And so he felt something about me, and he brought me back. And the lessons I learned from him was, if you're going to be a blues man, he said, never write or sing about what you don't know about, and never play a note you don't believe. So it's the same thing like what Bonnie was saying. It's a feeling. So when I got to L.A. and got back into blues, that lesson I learned from Ernest, well, that helped me get into meeting George Harmonica Smith and working with Pee Wee Creighton, Mama Thornton, Big Joe, and all of that. So that's how it came about.
Wow. I love what you said about singing what you know and not playing a note you don't mean. I think that's so poignant. I just love that.
No, me too. I was going to dovetail on that about not playing a note you don't mean, and I know that, you know, as I've gotten older, I mean, I used to talk that. Now I walk it a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
And especially in the bass, since it's only one note at a time, each note is really important. There's a reason why you play it, and all the fluff you just don't need to do. And it's really so important. You know, I think it's the old thing, less is more. You know,
you can say that again. In fact, I think you can say that 100,000 times. I mean, that's a lesson. I think it's good for your life.
Yeah.
Never play a note you don't believe. If you're in a relationship, if you jive in a relationship, your relationship not going to be too strong, is it?
That's true.
Is it? But if you can tell the truth, even if you got to deal with a fight, and if the other person starts to know that what you're trying to do is tell the truth to make the relationship better or to heal it, that's what
can't go wrong.
I don't think you can.
Yeah.
And you know what? I got a song that speaks just to that.
Do you really?
I swear to God, I do.
Are you going to do it?
Of course I'm going to do it. You know why?
Why? No.
Because I can. I'm going to give Alice the bass because she knows it. Okay.
Yeah, and while you're getting ready, I just want to mention to our friends watching on Facebook, if you guys wouldn't mind, if you're enjoying the show, if you could just hit the share button, that will help people find the show and hopefully tune in. So yeah, if you could just share it, that would be great. And thanks to those who are watching on YouTube as well. And if you have questions for Doug, especially for Doug, but for any of the three of us, feel free to put them in the chat. And I've got Jen from Norm's Rare Guitars. Shout out to Norman's Rare Guitars, the amazing shop in Los Angeles where we've all been. I'm sure you've been there, and they are supporting our show tonight. So just put your question in the chat, and Jen will send them on to me. So thanks for watching.
This song, Doug, is called My Personal GPS.
Your personal GPS.
Personal GPS. For me, she lives right here, and she is being the one, my higher self, my true self, that tells me when I'm doing the right thing for the right reasons and when I'm not. So you talk about playing the right note at the right time for the right reason, nothing extraneous. It's about just leading in the right direction. Man. So this isn't the key of E.
Oh, I was just going to ask you. I would need that direction to know what key you're in.
You would need that, yes. Tune your compass to the key of E. And instead of going to the 5 chord to a B, this one goes to a G. Yeah, exactly.
But that's GPS.
I don't remember where the P is here.
Let me tell you about my angel, the one you never see, my everyday companion, living deep inside of me. She guides me through the trenches, she gets me out of every mess. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, she's my personal GPS. Well, she leads me on my journey, she leads me to the goal. She's always on the money, never leaves me in the cold. And every time I listen, I wind up being truly blessed. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, she's my personal GPS. To the A. I'm at the fork in the road, I gotta make a choice. So much going on, I don't heed her voice, so I make a wrong turn, feeling lost and afraid. Then I hear my angel calling, recalculate. Well, I gotta pay attention, 'cause it's powerful stuff. Gotta turn it on, and I gotta turn it up. 'Cause every time I do it, you know I'm guaranteed success. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, she's my personal GPS. Play it for me, Doug. One more time. Well, I'm floating lost and lonely. I'm drifting in the dark. Will I ever find a harbor? I don't see it on the chart. Where some saying no, someone else is whispering yes, yes, yes. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, she's my personal GPS. She's my Bible, she's my buddy, crystal clear and never muddy. She's my Watson, she's my tunnel, never tardy, always prompt. She's my Sherpa, she's my guide, never runs and never hides. Truly awesome, she's the best. She's my personal GPS, my personal GPS, my personal GPS. My personal GPS, my personal GPS. Take it out, Doug. My personal GPS. My personal GPS. She's my personal GPS. I say she my personal GPS. Nice, man.
I love it.
That's great.
Oh man, I love playing that one, Freebo.
Thank you. That's
gotta
fun,
teach me
huh?
some more songs
I'll
on this
do
thing.
that.
Oh, great. You got another song for us?
Yeah. Oh, heck yeah.
Tell us about it.
This one, I'd like to do this one for you. This one called The Train of Change. I wrote this song a long time ago when President Obama was running for the president. And then, of course, he won, and this song kind of drifted away from my awareness. And now, with all the things that we're seeing going on, I really think the train to change is coming. We're here in Memphis. Dr. King, you got to think about that here. The train was coming with Dr. King. The train was coming with President Obama. The big difference is, I believe this time, the train is going to arrive at the station. And it's called The Train to Change. It's going to sound exactly like this. I saw the train of change come one night. I saw the train of change come one night. Oh, it was hauling truth, hauling light, rolling down the track. A most welcome sight was the train of change. Saw it that night. I saw hope. It was riding on that train. I saw hope. was riding on that train. I saw corrupt start to fall and decent start to rise. Life coming back to some long dead eyes. It was hope, and it was riding on that train. I saw peace. It was riding on that train. I saw peace was riding on that train. I saw people standing up, they saying, no more war. Enemy friend like never before. It was peace. And it was riding on that train. And I saw love. It was riding on that train. I saw love was riding on that train. I saw people of different colors, different neighborhood, riding together towards a common good. I saw love, and it was riding on that train. On that train. I saw the train of change come one night. I saw the train of change come one night. Oh, it's hauling truth, hauling light, coming down these tracks, a most welcome sight. I saw the train of change. It came that night. Oh. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Inspirational.
Yes.
You know, I got something for you, Doug, a little surprise, because
What you got?
it's interesting, you know, you a blues man and also being a songwriter. And I didn't write my first song until I was in my mid-40s. And when I first started writing songs, one of my first gigs was a place in Redondo Beach, a place called Checkers.
No.
And Harold Payne, a mutual
Harold
friend of
Payne.
ours, and Harold says hello and says hello to you as well.
Really?
Harold.
Yeah, just talked to him yesterday and told him we were doing this, and he said, please say hello to Doug. And he said that it was interesting how he was actually inspirational for both of us. He's such a wonderful, loving, supportive guy that you were really kind of getting started on your original stuff back then and playing it up in
Acoustic.
Checkers, and so was I. And I mean, we didn't know each other then,
No.
but we both knew Harold. So I
Both knew
just
Harold.
thought I would throw that on you.
Man, that's great. You know, we got to tell the people something about Harold. There's amazing. He's an amazing songwriter.
He is
He is
incredible.
Amazing
songwriter.
songwriter. Hardly anybody like him.
Yeah.
When we used to do that gig, part of his set, we would trade sets, right? And then he would get to the audience and he would say, "All right, give me a title," and a guy would say, "A Bus with No Lights." Okay. Give me a title here. I forgot my aspirin. Okay. Give me a title here. My dog isn't alive anymore. You sure you don't want to say your dog is dead? No, my dog isn't alive anymore. He said, okay. Give me a title. He said, "I'll sure am hungry tonight." And then he said, "Well, I can't really do anything with any of those by themselves, but here's a song that'll have all of it in it.
Yeah.
And then he wrote it right on the spot.
It is
And it's
I'm
really
just
good.
so unreal. I've watched him do it.
And I can
He's-
tell him now, because he's tuning in, right?
I'm sure.
I
he's
I'm
think-
going to tell him now, you know what? Harold, I hate you.
And, you know, there's nobody. I don't think there's anybody in the world who's better at it than he
No,
is. I
there's
mean,
nobody
he's
like him, man. There's
because
nobody
it's
like
not just like, well, that's pretty good. I mean, it winds up being a really good, completed song, and it's funny, and you hear the rhymes coming, and sure enough, they come. It's very satisfying.
amazing.
Yeah. So I thought I'd throw that on you. So
I'm
check
glad
it.
you did. Thank
I
you.
love it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Alice, what you got?
What do I got? I'm running through the list of things I'm supposed to say in my mind. Oh, I want to thank our sound man, David Terry, who helped us today for about 3 hours. I know he's watching now, and he was amazing. We met David just the other night. Freebo and I were in Texas. We did a show with our friend J-Boy Adams at a church, another live streaming show, and David was helping out with sound. And we said, hey, do you want to help us on Wednesday with something? And he was so kind. So thank you, David.
Really appreciate
And
it.
thanks to Jen for being behind the scenes. And if you guys are so inclined, we would be so grateful for your donations to help support us. All your donations will go directly to the three of us. We'll split them between us, and we'd be most grateful. You don't have to give a lot. $5 would be
$5 would be great, man. It all adds
If
up.
everybody gave us $5, that would be a really good night.
Yeah.
If you want to give more, you're welcome to. But yeah, we just wanted to say that. And
I mean, if you
my
like it.
Venmo and PayPal are
Yeah. Hey,
on there.
If you don't like it, it's okay. But of course, you're still watching. But
So what's that say?
5 of them just left. No, just believe it or not, this is what we do, and we're really grateful to be able to do it. I mean, I really wake up every day just thanking the powers that be that I've somehow music found me, and I found it and made a choice a long time ago to do this, and somehow I've been able to support myself for 50 years doing it, and Alice has just really made that choice herself the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And no, I think, I mean, if I think it's a great choice, and I think you'll
It's
be
where
all right.
I need to
And
be.
Doug, you're still going strong, and
Oh, yeah. Thank you, man. Well, you are too, man.
I'm doing my best. I'm happier doing what I'm doing than I've ever been. To be honest with you.
Well, it's like what that old picture from the Negro League, Satchel Paige. It's
Satchel Paige.
my favorite quote of all time.
Huh.
Because he got to the major leagues very, very late, right? And he pitched this great, great game. And they asked him, they said, Satchel, how can you pitch this well in the major leagues at your age? And he said, well, how old would you be if you never knew how old you were? So I thought I'd keep that in my mind for the rest of my life.
I like that.
Yeah. I bet nobody had an answer for that.
No, they still no.
Maybe I can somehow segue that into this song.
What are we doing?
Let's do that one we practiced a little bit.
The
My
one in
song,
G?
Travelin' Soul. Yeah.
Oh, blues song. Yeah.
It speaks to actually maybe this life choice, this path of being on the road, and so many times I've been asked by my mother or my aunt or other people who love me who wonder how exactly I can stand all the travel and all the changing places and living out of a suitcase that comes with being on the road, which of course we're not doing now, but once upon a time we did that, and I always said, I just love it. I think it's just where I'm meant to be, so I guess I'm a traveling soul. That's where I started for this song, so. It's going to be on the next record, recorded in Muscle Shoals, Alabama.
Yeah, we already recorded this one. Yeah, that
I
sounds
can't
really
wait
cool.
to get back
too.
there. Here we go. That's sounding a little funny.
But it's the blues, doesn't have to be perfect.
Well,
you know?
I know, but
Well, let's be honest. They're folk instruments, and sometimes they folk with you.
That's right.
it's the mosquitoes. They're turning the tuning pegs while I'm not looking. Okay. I am a traveling soul with a brand new set of wheels. They ask me how I do it. I said I like the way it feels. This is the life I chose, seeking truth along this road. Well, it's easy to be running, but so hard to stay behind. I have to keep in motion to ease my worried mind. But the more I see, the more I fear just what I'll find. It's the same old two-lane highway and the same old moon above, a world of contradictions and the longing to be loved. I am a traveling soul, seeking truth along this road. Well, the towns that pass my windows, they all start to look the same, overrun by corporate greed disguised as household names. I am a traveling soul, seeking truth along this road. It's a bitter pill to swallow. The country that you love has a history of violence that is written out in blood. I am a traveling soul, seeking truth along this road. It's the same old two-lane highway and the same old moon above. I'm a world of contradictions, but I'm longing to be loved. I am a traveling soul, seeking truth along this road. Tell us, Doug. I could drive all night on this brand new set of wheels. They ask me how I do it. I said I like the way it feels. This is the life I chose, seeking truth along this road. It's the same old two-lane highway and the same old moon above, a world of contradictions, but we're longing to be loved. I am a traveling soul, seeking truth along this road. I am a traveling soul, seeking truth along this road. Ooh, yeah. Thank you. Thanks, you guys. I can't help but notice that you're both tapping your foot vigorously, and they're basically in time with each other.
Basically.
That's a good sign.
And this porch is shaking from it.
Is it really?
No, I know. I'm enjoying it. And it's the same foot too. You guys are both doing the left.
Yeah, because guitar's on the. Yeah.
Well, I got one here, and I think it'd be kind of appropriate, Doug, because you'll never guess who I wrote this one with.
Harold Payne.
You guessed. You guessed. You guessed. Damn. Wow. Just picked it out of the ether, huh? Yeah, I wrote this with Harold Payne. I was looking at my wife at the time and my dog at the time, and the two of them were on the bed, and the dog was in my place, and I was not on the bed, and I looked at my wife, and I said to her, I was just kind of joking, I said, I think you love a dog more than me. I was just kidding, right? And she didn't say anything. Yeah, I know, that was a little shocking. So, being a songwriter, I said, I got to write that song. So I thought, first I went, my wife loves my dog more than me, and finally got to she loved my dog more than me. I thought like that, she, me, and I thought, well, a dog is a she, so I had to make the dog a he. I came up with the chorus, and I thought, well, it's got to have some funny verses. So I called Harold, because Harold is very clever and very funny, and we put this thing together, and
it's a
kind
hit.
of a cool little tune. It's a hit. It's well, I don't know what a hit is, but people who are
All
my
my
fans
friends
seem
that
to
have
love
heard
this
it
one.
have it stuck in their heads at
that right?
different times. Yes.
Good.
So.
Well, it's a simple song. Talk about, keep it simple, stupid. This song has 2 chords in it. I thought about putting a 3rd chord in at one point, Doug, and said, nah. Thought about putting a bridge in it. Didn't. It wound up being a 2-chord song.
It's a 2-chord gem then, huh?
Well, let's see.
If you guys are enjoying the show, love for you to share it on Facebook. That'd be great. Helps people find it. And just in case you're just joining us, this is Inside Live with Alice and Freebo and our guest Doug MacLeod, and we're live in Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah, we do this every week. We have a different special guest each week. Who do we have next week?
We have the wonderful Rory Block.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, next week, and we're going to talk a little bit more about Rory later, but yeah, this show is every Wednesday evening, 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. East Coast, 1 a.m. in the UK, 2 a.m. on the European continent.
3 a.m. in Israel.
I don't know what time in Australia.
No,
Or
I have
Beijing.
no idea. It's
I'm
a
sorry.
different day. Different day in
What
Australia.
day is it in Australia?
Yeah. And we got the great Jack Williams will be the week after Rory. I think you really enjoyed Jack, one of the great acoustic guitar players and singer-songwriter. So we'll have folks out of the blues world and some really guitar slingers, some really shredders. We had Lawrence Juber on our first show, and he was Paul McCartney's guitar player in Wings, and Albert Lee last week. And so we're just trying to, tap into just quality human beings and quality musicians like yourself. And
I appreciate it.
we call it Inside because we like to say, okay, what's inside your mind? Where you come musician to musician, and you're doing a good job of telling us that.
Yeah, I am, huh?
You are, yeah.
Some of it.
Dog song.
She loved my dog more than me, and you out there in the audience, when you get the chorus, please do sing along. It's pretty simple. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once upon a time, everything was so fine, cozy, just my baby and me. I was so well fed, had my breakfast in bed. I was happy as a man can be. Then my buddy called up, had the cutest little pup. I couldn't help but take him in. Little did I know her affection would go to my new little 4-legged friend. Now she loved my dog more than me. She loved my dog more than me. I love my dog. She loved my dog, but she loved my dog more than me. Ba 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 ba. We were lying by the fire, burning with desire, when suddenly, to my chagrin, As the fire got to stoking, came a cold nose a-poking somewhere it should not have been. I thought she'd shoo him away, but she told him to stay. It kinda took me out of the zone. Now a man's best friend gets a girl in the end, and I'm left holding the bone. Cause she loved my dog more than me. She loved my dog more than me. I love my dog. She loved my dog, but she loved my dog more than me. Ba 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 ba. So I'm sitting here fuming while he's getting all the grooming. That ain't how it's supposed to be. Well, you know I don't hate him, but I got an ultimatum. Baby, it's the dog or me. Well, I got a reply as she led me outside, and she handed me my people chow. Now I'm howling at the moon while he's up in my room, and I'm in the doghouse now. Everybody sing, ready? She loved my dog more than me. She loved my dog more than me. Can't hear you, Bruce. I love my dog. She loved my dog, but she loved my dog more than me. Play it for me, would you? One more time. There's a moral to the story. When you fall from the glory, you gotta do it gracefully. So I'm back in bed with the dog at the head. We're a nuclear family, and I accept my fate. You know there's little debate, because it ain't no democracy. From the moment he came, it's been a doggone shame. Any idea what the doggone shame is, Doug?
You know, if I'm listening correctly,
And I hope you are.
I think she loved the dog more than you.
You got it.
I did get it.
You got it.
I've lived through it too.
Ready, everybody? That she loved my dog more than me. 1, 2, 3. She loved my dog more than me. She loved my dog more than me. I love my dog. She loved my dog, but she loved my dog more than... Okay, all in the audience. Ready? Acapella.
She loved my dog more than me. Come
Yes,
on,
she
you guys.
does.
She loved my dog more than me.
It ain't the way it was.
I love my dog.
Yes, I
She
do.
loved my dog.
Yes, it's
She
true.
loved my dog.
Let's do it one more time. She loved my dog more than me. She loved my dog more than me. I love my dog. She loved my dog, but she loved my dog more than me. To the 5. Yes, I love my dog. She loved my dog, but she loved my dog more than me. Ba 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 ba.
Yeah. Yeah.
True story,
Yeah, man.
more or less.
Woo! Can I give you this?
Yeah,
You know what time it is?
Is it time for Boo?
Yeah. Would you tell them about it while I set it up?
Well,
Special surprise.
we got a special guest that not live, actually was live earlier this afternoon. I mean, he's still alive, and a wonderful human being, and the son of a legend, and he's becoming a legend on his own. A fellow named Boo Mitchell, and he's the son of Willie Mitchell, and he is now the proud owner of Royal Studios, where Al Green and Ann Peoples and a whole bunch of people recorded, Boss Skaggs, and we had an interview with Boo this afternoon.
Yeah, we went over to Royal Studios today and did a little interview with him and a tour of the studio, and he was so kind to spend about 20 minutes with us, and we're really excited to share it with you as part of this Memphis music version of Inside Live.
And part of our experience, too, last time we were here, we stayed with Bruce and Barbara, and we went over there, and Boo was very kind. I had met him many years ago, and he remembered, and he brought us in the studio and gave us a tour, and he was kind enough to listen to Alice's music and my music, and was very much a fan, was very complimentary, and we were really flattered by that.
Yeah.
It was really cool. So
We were. So I'm going to attempt to play this video now.
Here we go.
And then we'll be back in about
We'll be
20
back for a
minutes, so
little
don't
bit.
go anywhere, and you'll really enjoy this.
Check this out.
And then we'll do another few songs for you before we call it a night.
fascinating stuff.
Hey everybody, it's Alice here.
I'm Freebo. We're about to go inside Royal Studios and meet Boo Mitchell, who's the son of the legendary Willie Mitchell.
Yeah, we're here on Willie Mitchell Boulevard, actually, in Memphis, Tennessee, and we can't wait to bring you guys inside. Let's take a look.
Come on.
Here is Royal Studios. There's the man himself. All right.
Come on, Alice, let's go. We're going to meet Boo. I'm going to put my mask on, okay?
Oh yeah, good idea. Safety first, everybody.
Anybody home?
Hey, Boo!
How you doing, man?
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you guys?
We're great. Thanks for inviting us over today. Would you show us inside?
Yes, would you like the royal too?
We would like the royal treatment.
Royal tour, I love it. Once you get settled, we'll have you take off the mask so they can see your beautiful face, all right?
Here we go.
There's Willie right there. Alice?
Oh yeah. There's the man himself.
You got to show that guitar. Got to show that.
Okay. Very
The size
cool.
of this thing.
Right.
All right.
I normally finish with this, but we can start with it.
Okay.
So this is our Wall of Fame. This one was started in 2012. Boz Scaggs was the first one to sign.
Wow.
Paul Rogers was the second one to sign
Great singer.
in January of 2013, but he noted that he was actually here in 2012 recording. So a lot of cool people. Robert Plant was an early one. Wu-Tang Clan was an early one too.
Wow.
And it's Black Thought from the Roots. There's Al Green,
Wow.
Robert Randolph, obvious Bobby Rush, William Bell,
A lot of history.
Steve Jordan.
Huh.
Who else is up here? Obvious T-Pain. This is Dave Stewart from the Eurythmics.
Wow.
Then moving over here, you've got your Bruno Mars and
Bruno.
Mark Ronson and Drake and Melissa Etheridge.
You produced a Bruno Mars record, right?
I engineered Uptown Funk,
Very
which
cool.
was on. Mark Ronson actually did his whole Uptown Special album here, and Uptown Funk was one of the songs on that album.
Cool.
So
So much
Dogg.
amazing history. Snoop Dogg.
Yes.
I love it.
Wow.
Such an eclectic mix.
It is. There's Gary Clark Jr. from your neck, from where you close to where you guys were. Austin just seems to breed badass guitar players.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
But show us where the music was made, Boo.
Here is. So this is Royal Studios. it started as a silent movie theater. I think it was the second theater in Memphis, actually, in 1915. That's why the floor still has the slope. It was bought in 56 and opened as Royal Studios and High Records in 57. And it was the second major studio, second commercial studio in Memphis, next to Sam Phillips recording Sun Studios. And that was actually the catalyst when Elvis and Johnny Cash left Sam Phillips. That was the catalyst that got Royal started, because there were some other people like Bill Black, Elvis's bass player. There was an engineer there and a producer that wanted to do their own thing too. So they got with local record shop owner Joe Coogee to purchase the Royal Theater. And that's where the High Records portion comes from, Coogee's last name, Coughi. So my dad, Willie Mitchell, came here in 59 and recorded his first record for a label called Home of the Blues that was on Beale Street. And he eventually left that label and was signed to High Records by 61. My dad, the engineer that came here, Ray Harris, was a very non-progressive thinking person and said that, it was his opinion that black people weren't supposed to engineer. So my dad...
or be quarterbacks in football.
Right. So my dad in 64 has a meeting with the president, Joe Coogee, and it's like, Joe, if I don't engineer my own stuff, I'm not signing, I'm not re-signing. So my dad was like, of course you can engineer. And the first record my dad engineered is a Willie Mitchell record called 2075, and that was one of his first chart-hitting records. So after then, Pop started recording people like Ike and Tina Turner and Bobby Blue Bland and Chuck Berry. And by 68, he bought the other guy out, Ray Harris. And as Ray was collecting his things to go, my father candidly says, I learned a lot from you, Ray. And Ray goes, what's that, Hoss? And my dad goes, never cut a record like you cut it. So
Telling it like it is.
He discovered Al Green. He met Al Green in Midland, Texas, in 1968 or 69, and brought him back to Memphis, and they started making these amazing records, along with Ann Peoples, Otis Clay, Syl Johnson. But the Al Green, as of now, is the only Memphis artist that has had 6 consecutive #1 albums.
Wow.
And they did it in like 5 years. They were putting a record out every 9 months, and like 8 consecutive #1 singles, which hasn't been done by Elvis, Justin Timberlake, Aretha Franklin, anybody. And all of those records were made in this room. So my dad got the room like he wanted it in 69. Tired of Being Alone was the first record recorded with this current configuration, with the drums in their own little space and all of the burlap and fiberglass.
Probably the same tape, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh,
Has anything moved?
nothing has moved. My dad was real specific, about touching cobwebs.
Wow. It's all part of the magic.
We vacuum,
Boy, this mic has seen some
We
serious stuff.
sanitize. This is, I think it's mic number 3. So all of the strings and the horns on every Al Green and Peoples, every High record, hell, and everything I do nowadays too, were recorded on this one microphone. For
What kind of mic is that, Boo?
That's a Neumann U48.
The 48.
So people normally see these, and it's
47,
it's a 47,
right? Yeah.
which the 47 does cardioid and omni, but the 48 does card and figure 8.
Mm-hmm. It's wonderfully old looking.
Oh, yes.
Great.
Yeah, it was made in 1947 or 48.
Wow. By the way, are these the same drums that were used?
Yeah, those drums have been here since 74. The hi-hats since 70.
Wow.
Those are essentially, I think, 2 crash cymbals.
Wow.
They're 16-inch hi-hats.
Did Al Jackson play these drums?
Oh yeah, Al Jackson, Howard Grimes, and even the records I cut today. So Steve Jordan is playing these on
Great drummer.
all the records he's recorded, the Boz Skaggs, the Robert Cray. Even Jordan played on Mark Ronson's album, Uptown Special, as well.
Mm-hmm.
So these drums have been on everybody's stuff. Jim Lauderdale, Dee Dee Bridgewater, Wu-Tang Clan has these drums on their
And these drums, I mean, to me, part of the sound that your dad created, particularly with Al Green and people, had a certain sound. It was like the snare drum and the tom hitting at the same time.
Yeah.
But it had a certain ring to it, and it all went in with the bass. It had a certain bottom end to it that was really rich and very distinctive. So you talk about when he came in and bought the studio, I mean, he developed his sound, which is, like I said, I don't think, nobody's really done it since that same way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, beautiful stuff.
Yeah, my
Of course, you
dad.
have Al Green singing on top of it. Doesn't hurt at
Right,
all,
does
but-
not
but
hurt.
Just the whole bottom and everything went on. And then you have the horns. I mean, pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, my dad, he never liked the way his records sounded.
Really?
And that's why he wanted to start engineering, because he said that you couldn't tell the difference between a Bill Black record and a Willie Mitchell record or a Stax record. You know, he wanted his stuff to sound different, and that's why he kind of, perfected the dampening of this room.
Check all that out, Alice. Up to
I know.
the ceiling. Pretty
And him
interesting dampening.
Him and his studio wizard, Bill was it Bill Cantrell? Yeah, Bill Cantrell was basically my dad's Q or Nikola Tesla dude. So if Pop wanted something, Bill would build it. My dad never wanted anything factory, so even like Leroy's bass amp, Pop took the speakers out and put JBLs in.
Really?
And I think the speakers were too big for the cabinet. Something. I think they had to take the amp out of the cabinet and set it on top because of the speakers. But that, wanting to be different and wanting to have a distinct sound was always what he was going for. And he eventually achieved it.
He did achieve it. Have you, in your productions, have you kind of followed that, or have you kind of made it your own as well?
Yes, so I use, the way I achieve it is using a lot of my dad's techniques and principles, especially with the way I mic drums and the way I mic horns and background singers. I still use the one mic to rule them all. I had to record a marching band for the first time last year for the University of Memphis for their theme song intro, which actually won #1 for collegiate theme songs or whatever. So it was a song with Al. It was a remake of "Eye of the Tiger" with Memphis rapper Al Capone and my son Uriah Mitchell. So they had all these guys, tubas, and it was probably 15, 16 horns in here lined up, and they were like, "How are you gonna mic them?" And I'm like, "Shit, I don't know." So I walked around the room and I listened, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna put one mic right there.
I love
I
it.
mean, when you're listening with like one, stereo,
Yeah.
obviously 2 ears, but you're just one person, so
Yeah,
it makes sense.
put the 48 in figure 8, and it's a theory that Sam Phillips had, that the room can mix sound better than you can.
Huh.
So I just listen, and if somebody needs to be louder, step up. If they're too loud, step back, or so it's a lot of, because this room is so unique, and it's kind of different than other, most studios you
Well,
go
it certainly
in.
looks different.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I've kind of adopted my own theories and principles, just because textbook engineering doesn't really work per se in this room.
Yeah, in terms of, like you say, one mic, I mean, everything that I've come to believe is that mic placement is so important. It's like the right mic in the right place, obviously, with a good instrument, with somebody who knows how to play it. But when you get down to it, what I'm hearing from you and you're hearing from me, it's exactly that. So it's going to sound different here, it's going to sound different there. So what you're saying to me makes absolutely perfect sense. And so many people don't quite get that. Put the mic right, but that's not the way you hear it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mic placement.
Key.
All right, come on, I'll show
Shall
you
we?
guys
Okay.
the
Into the gold record room.
yeah. So these are some of, not all of, the gold and platinum records that Papa Now did.
Wow. There's Al. When did you begin working here, Boo, as a...
I
An
started
engineer.
coming here when I was about 9 or 10, and actually started being more serious by the time I was like 12 or 13.
Wow.
Got my first paying gig when I was 17.
Wow.
Playing keys, synthesizer on an Al Green tune.
Wow.
You mean it's-
When you were how old, you
I
said?
was 17.
Oh my God.
They just bought us, me and my brother, like synthesizer and drum machine, and we're in the hip hop room on the other side jamming. And Al Green goes to the bathroom, and it's like, man, what is that? And it's like, Willie, let the boys play on this record.
Oh
It's
my
like,
gosh.
Next thing you
Wow.
know,
Wow.
I got paid like $217.
All right.
Unions, whatever union
Yes.
scale was. It's like the most money I think I've had.
Oh, cool.
These are some of the master tapes. A lot of them are missing because the Grammy Museum in Cleveland, Mississippi is doing a Royal Studios Willie Mitchell exhibit opening in October, so they jacked me for some of my masters. But it'll be a year-long exhibit.
Cool.
Over here, I'll swing by. This is one of the secret ingredients to the sound. It's a custom-made, all-tube 8-track tape recorder, and my dad had this made in '69 because when 8-track tape recorders came out, they were all solid state, and Pop didn't like the way they sounded. So some guy in Texas again made this custom all-tube 8-track.
Wow.
Is that 1-inch tape?
Mm-hmm.
Most people, if they don't know it, the multi-track would generally got to be 2-inch tape. So 1-inch tape is pretty unusual.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Got 8 channels. So.
My first recording was on a 4-track.
Oh,
in Philadelphia, Sigma Sound.
Oh, Sigma,
And
really?
Tom Bell.
oh hell yeah!
Tom Bell was the A&R guy there. He was actually producing our record. I look back on that and I go, that's pretty damn cool.
Okay.
I just want to know how you would describe the Memphis sound.
The Memphis sound, gritty, and I think it goes for all genres. It's gritty. The the Memphis sound is a soul sound. It's really Willie Mitchell invented the Memphis sound in the 50s. It's a heavy drum driving beat on the bottom, spiced with fat horns on the top.
Yeah.
And you know, somebody delivering a nice vocal, and also, you know, a almost rockabilly kind of inspired guitar with it.
Kind of a thin sounding, clean guitar.
Yep.
Cool. Well, you're keeping it alive.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting us come and hang out with you for a little while.
It's my pleasure.
It's great to see you.
Great to see you.
Good to see you too, Boo.
All right.
Keep on keeping on, man.
Yeah.
You're keeping it alive, and a lot of people like Alice are following in your footsteps. So
You're an inspiration.
Thank
definitely.
We'll let you get back to work.
You. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, man.
All right.
And we're back.
Hey, welcome back, everybody, and hope you enjoyed that. You know, it's a very interesting guy and just part of rock and roll history. And we've got somebody else here that we'd like to introduce
Yes,
you to.
we want to say hello to Barbara Newman, the president and CEO of the Blues Foundation.
Hello.
Hi, Barbara.
Glad to have you with us in our humble abode in Memphis,
Thank you.
Tennessee.
Yes.
Thank
you
you.
for having us on your back porch.
No, we love it. Bruce and I decided that this is the only way we're going to get to see live music for the time being, so we'll just have our friends come over and play for us.
Well,
Yes.
we appreciate that. So
Yeah.
you are the president, CEO, and chief bottle washer,
Chief bottle washer
of the Blues Foundation.
Yes.
And what does a chief bottle washer do anyway?
I've been really lucky. I've got the best job in the world. I'm leading one of the major American roots organizations that has a mission to preserve, celebrate, and expand awareness of the blues. And what better place to do that than in Memphis, Tennessee, which is the home of the blues. The blues runs through the city, and we have a Hall of Fame downtown Memphis that celebrates about 400 entries of music and individuals and literature. We produce the Blues Music Awards. Doug MacLeod's a multi-Blues Music Award winner. Rory Block, who you guys mentioned we're going to be with soon, she's a multi-Blues Music Award winner. Big fan of hers as well as Doug's. We produce the International Blues Challenge. It's the largest blues competition in the world. About 230 blues bands from around the world, 17 to 18 different countries, descend on Memphis, usually in January, and take over Beale Street.
Where can people go to find that? What's the website?
Oh, yes, go to blues.org. Very simple, blues.org. We've got video
Makes
and
sense.
photographs, and you can learn more about our mission. What we've been working on right now that's probably the most important thing we've done in a while because of the pandemic is we've created a COVID-19 emergency relief fund for blues musicians. And we've already raised over $250,000 and helped over 250 musicians with funding for basic necessities, housing, utilities, internet. We're in a rough time, and we want to take care of our blues musicians so that they can stay safe and continue to make music.
That's wonderful.
That's great. Great. Well, thank you. Thank
Thank
you
you
for
very
telling us
much.
about it. Thank you for having us here tonight and inviting some friends over.
Well, thank you
It's-
for inviting me. If people want to make a donation,
Yes.
blues.org, or, of course, donate to the musicians when they're playing. This is how you
Yeah.
guys are keeping the music out there for the rest of us, and we
Oh,
appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
And as far as you were telling us earlier about the award show that you had, can people go and watch that?
People can
And
watch
archived?
the 2020 BMAs on YouTube at the Blues Foundation's channel on YouTube. It's a wonderful show. We've got some great flashbacks from prior Blues Music Awards. You'll see performances by Honey Boy Edwards and Keb Mo and Ruth Brown and Coco Taylor and Luther Allison and Bonnie Raitt with Rufus Thomas. We've got a bunch of shout-outs. Bonnie, of course, Robert Cray, William Bell. It's Warren Haynes, Charlie Musselwhite, and a number of performances by BMA nominees.
Cool.
And you'll see, if you didn't already know, who the winners were this past year.
Well, that's great. I know you talked about my buddy Walter Trout,
Oh, yeah,
the
Walter.
past winner, and
Walter's in the show. Yeah, Walter's won a couple times in the past few years.
That's great.
He's an amazing blues guitarist.
well, that's wonderful that you know that you're doing that, and not just supporting musicians, but supporting blues in general. And I mean, it's such an important tradition to keep alive. And I mean, fascinating that you guys are in Memphis and that you have it here. How many years have been going on?
The foundation's been around since 1980, and I've been with the foundation for 5 years. So
Great.
there are a lot of people that came before me, and I'm just standing on the shoulders of those people. I'm sure you've played with a bunch of those blues guys. You know the
Well,
history
I have.
probably better than I do.
Well, obviously with Bonnie for over 10 years, but I've sat in with Luther Allison and Keb Mo and Taj Mahal
Yeah.
and played with John Mayall. Did John Mayall, was he ever nominated
John
for anything?
Mayall was inducted into the Blues Hall of Fame in 2016.
Oh, good.
And I
Yeah.
had a joyous time welcoming to Memphis and being here to see that induction. It was
That's
a really
great.
wonderful, big
Cool.
deal.
Cool. Well, thank you, Barbara.
Thank you. I'm going to let you guys get back to the music.
All right,
That's
let's
what
do
people are
some
here
more
for.
music. Yeah. Thank you, Barbara Newman.
I'm gonna
Really
head out.
appreciate it. Thank you. Keep up the good work, Barb.
All right, Doug, come on back here.
Can you squeeze in here, Doug? While Doug's sitting down, we should tell you a little bit about our sponsors, one of whom is right behind here. You see this amplifier here, this Fishman, it's called a Fishman Loud Box, and I have one also. And Chris at Fishman has been very generous with me in sponsoring this, and they're great amps. And also Rock Seller Magazine, which is
Yeah, wonderful.
Tell them about Rock Seller,
It's a
Alice.
music and news magazine that's all online, although they do have print copies as well. And if you sign up on their website, rocksellermagazine.com, you can sign up for a free subscription and just get in your inbox a really wonderful selection of articles just about all kinds of music news. They've reviewed my record. They've reviewed a lot of really wonderful albums. There's just a lot of very cool, unique stories on there, so rocksellermagazine.com, and we're grateful to them for supporting our show. And obviously, Norman's Rare Guitars. If you're in LA, and you're looking for a guitar of any vintage,
Anywhere
of
from
any
50
kind,
to $50,000.
or
I mean,
not as much. They have so many incredible instruments. I know they're taking appointment only shopping at this point, but they're open a couple days a week, and you got to check out their YouTube channel and subscribe to them on there because they have so many, just an incredible selection of videos. So, yeah, let's.
and also Audio Technica microphones, so we'll be using them next week, but they've been very generous and given us several.
Yeah.
Very supportive people. And just so you know, the Rock Seller thing, to subscribe, it's free. There's no catches, and it just comes in your inbox every day. And it also has some world news as well every day besides all the musical stuff. But it's very cool. So
Cool.
back to music.
Let's do some music.
What should we?
Let's do another round.
What do you think? Have Doug start it off
Yeah.
here? All right.
Well, let's see.
What do you got, Doug?
I think I'd like to do a song positivity here. This is a song of mine that's called Welcome in Your Home. Give me just a minute to retune this thing. This is a song that I wrote about when you find the one that loves you and you love them. It doesn't matter what kind of trials or tribulations, travails you've gone through in your life. If you find love now and you got it, I say celebrate it. Celebrate it. Can't go back in the past, change nothing. Tomorrow, a promissory note at best. So what that means is you got right now, doesn't it? And I'm here to tell you, if you take care of right now, and you get to get another right now again, and another right now after that right now, then your future past is going to look real good to you. So if you got someone that loves you, even these times when we can't get away from each other. See, they're laughing out there, but it's true. We can't get away from each other. But you can find a positivity on that and say, oh yeah, let's see why this is working. Let's see why we welcome in a home. And Freebo, it's just one chord. I feel good Ooh, this hard time gone. I feel good right now. My hard time gone. 'Cause I feel welcome. I feel welcome in your home. I feel welcome. I feel welcome in your home. I was growing weak, but people, now I'm strong. Yes, I was weak, but boys, now I'm strong. She made me welcome. She made me welcome in your home. She made me welcome. She made me welcome in her home. She give me shelter. Shelter from my storms. I got shelter. Ooh, shelter from my storms. 'Cause now I'm welcome. You see, I'm welcome in a home. Ooh, I'm welcome. I'm welcome in a home. And I feel good. Ooh, these hard times are gone. I feel good right now. My hard time gone. My woman make me welcome. She make me welcome in her home. And I say, ooh, I'm welcome in home. Welcome in home.
Oh, love that.
Freebo.
Oh, yeah.
It's
One
like
chord.
it's like the positive blues. You got the feel good blues on some of these songs.
Well, you know, may I say something?
You may.
Someone asked me a while back what I thought this music was about. I think blues, this is a music of overcoming adversity, not subjecting to adversity. I thought about who created this music. And I thought about the conditions under which this music was created.
Yep.
This is music of overcoming adversity. When I traveled with the old blues men, I saw this in action. And one of the ways that they overcame their adversities was by humor. They love to laugh. I hope we never lose that in blues. Sometimes the best shows were the ones in the back room. They'll be back there lying, telling stories and all this kind of thing. So I guess tonight, I usually say this at every concert, but I'll say it again. I'll say it again tonight. I say tomorrow morning, before you leave your bed, pack your sense of humor. Go into this world being able to laugh at the world, but more importantly, be able to laugh at yourself. You're going to live longer, you're going to look better, and you're going to be able to love longer, looking better, living longer. So all you got to do is pack your sense of humor.
Love it.
Well said.
Love it.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Well, you know what we're going to do for my last song is that one we practiced.
What's
That
the key
turn,
on that
turn,
one?
Some blues?
turn your lamp down low.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. What's the key on that?
What did we decide on?
E. I believe we're in E.
Can you give me a minute?
Yeah.
Certainly.
I'll give you a minute and a half.
I asked Doug if he would back me up on a blues tune. So, see what happens here.
Huh? Well, I just didn't know.
Oh yeah.
I was sitting on a porch. I mean, what the heck, right?
Exactly. He said all I got to do is make sure the last couple words rhyme, and then it doesn't matter what I do in between that, right?
No, Harold Payne's listening. Don't do that. Let me see if I got it.
Not too fast now.
We good.
Wake up, Papa. Turn your lamp down low. Wake up, Papa. Turn your lamp down low. Have you got the nerve to drive this poor girl from your door? Woke up this morning, baby, had them Statesboro blues. I woke up this morning, baby, I had them Statesboro blues.
What you do about it?
I looked over in the corner and my baby had them too. Oh, mama died and left me. Papa died and left me. I ain't good looking, baby, but I'm someone's sweet honey child. Going to the country, baby, don't you wanna go? But if you can't make it, your brother said he gon' go. Said he gon' go with me. I love that man better than a man I'd ever seen. I said I love that man better than any man I'd ever seen. He treated me like a queen. I treated him like a king. A mama died and left me. A papa died and left me. I ain't good looking, baby, but I'm someone's sweet honey child. Going to the country, baby, don't you wanna go? if you can't make it, your brother said he gonna go with me. He said he gonna go. Wake up, Papa, turn your lamp down low. Wake up, Papa, turn your lamp down low. Have you got the nerve to drive this poor girl from your door? Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, that was real fun.
That was fun.
Cool. Yeah.
What do you got, Freebo? Oh, you know, guys, before we do our last tune, we had one question from the audience,
What's that?
and it's a good one. So, James is wondering what some of our biggest musical influences are. I'm wondering if Doug would share just a couple artists, maybe that you admire, or that you love, or you grew up listening to. I know you said doo-wop.
Yeah. Well, that's before I started playing.
Right.
I guess blues-wise, Big Bill Brunsey.
Oh, love him.
Love
I
him.
mean, that was, the thumb, Brunsey, and that's funny. But they got me so I can't think about it. And then electric guitar-wise, B.B. King, Albert King, but also a guy that I just rediscovered now for a while. His name was Cornell Dupree.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought
Played with Aretha for a long time.
he was he had a great soulful playing. That's it. And of course, my mentors, George Harmonica Smith, Pee Wee
Yeah.
Creighton, those
Yeah.
guys, of course.
Cool. That's great.
Man, I had a bunch of them. I mean, Beethoven, John Philip Sousa,
What about
Louis Armstrong, Bob Dylan, Igor Stravinsky.
I was just going to say, that's who I was trying to think of. I know you love Stravinsky. Eclectic.
Jimi Hendrix.
Wow, can we get all those people in one room?
All the King Boys, B.B. Albert and Freddie. And this song's a whole lot different.
What about me?
Oh, what
I was
about you?
patiently waiting my turn.
I apologize, Alice. I'm so sorry.
Could be a long night.
True. Well, I grew up listening to a lot of Joan Baez ballads that my mom would play for me, and I just would soak up all the words to those old English folk songs and kind of memorize them. And to me, they were like fairy tales. It's like I learned about life and death and storytelling from those songs.
Right?
A lot of death, but just it's like life lessons in a way. I love Jackson Browne. I listened to Tracy Chapman a lot growing up, and kind of would I always had a good memory for lyrics, so I would just focus, like zero in on the words and learn them all and sing along with the artists that I loved. So those are a few of mine.
And Joni Mitchell.
And
of course.
Joni, of course, and I love Muddy Waters. I love Taj Mahal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Can't
funny
go
how.
wrong with
Love 'em
any
all.
of those people.
Nope.
No, it's funny how it
Supposed to
works
listen
too. I mean, you just there's so many different influences, and they all affect who you are. And I mean, it's not like you have to like one particular kind of music, because
Kind of just blend together in your mind, and you somehow create your own version of it, own hybrid, I guess.
all of which is interesting because there's only 12 notes.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. It's a question of where you put them
Rearranged.
and the space in between,
The space in between.
And the sliding
Space to
around.
space, yeah.
sliding around. Yeah.
What we doing?
Well, this is you just did a one chord song. This is a many chord song. But you were talking about love. And that this is a song about love. And it's called "That's What Love Is." think love's the most important thing in the world, and it's the only thing that really conquers fear. Polar opposites are fear and love. It's a whisper you hear in the midst of your fear. It's revealing. It's a part of the heart, and it's just who we are. It's so healing. It's a power inside, always wins over pride, never judges. And it strengthens and comforts us all. That's what love is. It's a healer of souls, makes the broken ones whole and completed. It's what gives you the strength and the hope when you're feeling defeated. It's a compass and guide, and it won't be denied, so we trust it. It's the light in the dark of it all. That's what love is. And it's patient and kind, and it's deaf, dumb, and blind to the madness. It's the ace of the dealer of truth. It's the healer of sadness. It's a place that you know from so long, long ago, and it's freeing. And you feel when it's there, 'cause you're able to share from your being. And it takes us all higher, and it lifts and inspires all it touches. It's the best part of being alive. That's what love is. And it's patient and kind, and it's deaf, dumb, and blind to the madness. It's the ace of the dealer of truth. It's the healer of sadness. It's beyond right or wrong, and it's not weak or strong. It's not winning. For the young and the old, it's a brave and a bold new beginning. It's the peace and the hope. It's what helps us to cope. It's forgiveness. It's a light that will always endure. It's eternal and simple and pure. That's what love is. Thank you. Thank you. Something a little different.
Well,
thank you.
Beautiful, Freebo. I love
Thank
that
you.
song. That's such a nice note to end on this evening.
Can we go out with Doug, maybe?
Should we go out with Doug?
We should go out with a
do you wanna
blues
do one
tune,
more?
I think.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Something that we can all
This'll be
kinda
our last
sing along and
tune.
play along
12
with.
bar.
Do
Yeah.
it.
12 bar. It's called Coming Your Brand New Day, another
you-
song.
But you know, before you do that,
What?
we'd like to thank you.
Yes.
Really, really want
Oh.
to thank you.
Thank you, Doug.
You're very welcome. It's my pleasure to be with you.
Give him a hand.
Thank you, folks. Thank you.
I mean, you're so. I mean, not just the blues thing and school that and study, but you're so articulate and philosophical.
You are.
You know.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, and it's just so cool to be able to have guests with us, Freebo. I love it. Really kind of brings new life into what we do, and it's been a journey for me learning how to do the tech side of things. So for those of you that have seen,
She helped me.
this is now the third episode. The first two have, I've learned something each time. So
Well, the
hopefully
first one was with one camera, and then she figured out how to do a couple cameras and
I'm
got
doing
the
all
switcher.
kinds of fancy
and
things
so,
over here. So
Yeah,
I hope you guys have enjoyed it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Again,
And,
tell your friends because it's going to be
let us
archived,
know.
right?
Yeah. Yep. This will be on Facebook and YouTube, and please share it. And we'll be here next Wednesday, every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, etc., etc. I saw somebody say that they were in Ireland, so that's amazing.
Great.
Yes.
Up late, huh?
I know. Thank you for being here with us, everybody. Thanks for sharing it. Thanks for your donations. They're so appreciated. Venmo and PayPal are up here on the screen, and we're really grateful for your donations and tips. They help us.
Yeah, thank you.
Help us put gas in our cars, and food in our bellies.
Food in our bellies. And a roof over our head.
A porch.
A porch over our head, yeah. And thank you to Bruce and Barbara Newman for
Absolutely.
having us
Yes,
on.
Bruce and Barbara.
I mean, this is true back porch stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, back porch in a warm September evening in
Yep.
Memphis, Tennessee. I mean,
Doesn't get
really,
better than that.
It doesn't. It really
Thanks
doesn't.
to all of you for coming tonight. So nice to have some audience members. So, all right, Doug MacLeod, take us out.
Now, if you're down and all alone and everything is going wrong, don't you worry. No, just keep the faith. 'Cause right around the corner, be coming a brand new day. And all your friends, they leave you alone because they so scared with what's going on. I said, don't you worry. No, just keep the faith. Right around the corner, be coming a brand new day. The job you got is mighty rough. The money you making ain't long enough. But don't you worry.
Oh, no.
No. Just keep the faith.
Keep the faith.
'Cause right around the corner is coming your brand new day. And these words I tell you, I swear they're true. I didn't come on this porch to lie to you. So don't you worry.
Don't you worry.
Don't you worry.
No. Just keep the faith.
Keep the faith.
'Cause right around the corner, be coming a brand new day. If you down and all alone and everything been going wrong, don't you worry.
I ain't worried.
Just keep the faith. 'Cause right around the corner is coming a brand new day.
Doug MacLeod, everybody.
Thank you, Doug.
Oh,
Thank
our
you.
pleasure.
It's been my pleasure to be with you. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, Janet, Norm's Rare Guitarist. Really appreciate it. Thanks for your help. Thank you, David, Bruce, Barbara,
It's going on.
Rock Seller Magazine.